This is Cleanne Jenkins, your Simply Fun Playologist, and I'm here today to talk to you about the May specials. Lily Pond is for ages 4 and above, 2 to 4 players, and it practices foundational reading skills and spelling. Players take turns hopping their frog around the pond, landing on or jumping through lily pads to complete their word cards. So in this game, what you're going to do is you're going to roll the dice, and then you have your word card here that you're working on. And so I'm the yellow player. I would hop one space to the S. And then I would move my little place marker, my lily pad here, to the U to know what letter I need to go to next. And so you're going to go through, and the first person to complete all 3 cards is who wins. Something I really like about this game is you have 3 levels of cards. The light green are the 3-letter words. The light blue are the 4-letter words, and the dark blue are the 5-letter words. So you can mix it up and do a combination like we are here, or you can do just the more challenging or the less challenging words for younger players. Pass the Ruby Roo is for ages 5 and above, 2 to 4 players, and it practices word association and quick thinking. Choose a letter, roll the dice, reveal the category, and think of a word in the category that starts with that letter. Earn Ruby tokens for correct answers. The first to collect 4 rubies wins. So in this one, I would roll the dice, and I've got 5. So I move Ruby 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my letter is L. I'm going to turn it over, and my category is names. So a name that starts with L, Luke. And that's how the game is played. Pickles Pig's Tales is for ages 6 and above, 2 to 5 players, and it practices storytelling and communication. In this game, players draw image cards to help build the storyline in sequence. On each turn, players recite the story from the beginning. Receive the card when you tell the story correctly from the beginning. The player with the most cards at the end wins. So what I would do is I would roll the dice, and then you can move Pickles 3 spots, and then you draw a card, and then I would start telling a story with this. So one day I was walking along and I found a boot in the mud. And then the next person would roll and draw a card, and they would add to the story. So one day I was walking along, found a boot in the mud, and I saw a bird had laid eggs in the boot. And then maybe the next person would add on and then say, so then they have to recite the whole thing. One day I was walking along, I found a boot in the mud, a bird laid some eggs in the boot, and I gathered them up and took them home in a bucket. So this one is lots of fun and actually can get quite interesting. And when you get to these arrow spaces, a green arrow means you draw a card, a red arrow means you lose a card, and the other ones mean that you switch a space. So this one is lots of fun. Gumball Words is for ages 8 and above, 2 to 4 players, and practices spelling and vocabulary. Use the guides on the letter tiles to strategically move around the gumball machine, collecting tiles as you go. Use the collected tiles to build as many words as possible and build the best words to win. So if I were the blue player right here, this is telling me that I can go in any of these spots around it. So you can move to any letter tile you want, but I choose to pick like the ones that are vowels because they can be used in more words. So then I would collect this token. Then on my next turn, this is telling me I can either go above or next to it. So I would go here and collect the A, and this one is used like a wild. And so basically you're going to start spelling words with your tiles. And then up here, it's showing you how you score your points, and for the bigger words you get more points, but then you also lose points if there are any letter tiles that you don't use. So this can be quite a challenging game, but it's lots of fun. The real script is for ages 8 and above, 3 to 5 players, and practices communication and sequencing. In this game, players are practicing being a screenwriter and creating an amazing storyline. So each player is going to have a screen, so many tickets, and then their voting board. And what they're going to do is they're going to hold their tickets in their hands so other players can't see what they have. Then they're going to look at the real board right here and the tickets that are on the board and see if there are any that they could use in their script to make their script better. So then they're going to use these bidding tokens and bid on whichever numbers that correspond up here to this board of the tickets they think will make their script better. And whoever, like everybody votes at the same time, and whoever votes like does the most bidding tokens is who will win those tickets. And you'll go through this process twice. And then everybody will put their tickets together and try to come up with their script. And then after that, everybody will reveal their scripts and then they will vote. They'll use this little voting token to vote who they thought had the best script. And then after that is revealed, whoever gets, everybody scores up their points and they get to move on the board however many points they were awarded. And then you go through this process one more time, and whoever has the most points and moves the furthest on the game board is who wins. Do you know Shakespeare is for ages 12 and above, 2 to 4 players, and practices probability and Shakespeare facts. So in this game, there's 5 trivia questions that are put on the tray here, and the question is read aloud. So this one says, in Romeo and Juliet, which character belongs to the house of Capulet? Then everybody decides if this is true or false, and they choose some of their book pawns to put next to those answers. On your book pawns, the lighter colored ones are worth 2 points, and the darker colored ones are worth 1 point. So if you know for sure that that answer is true, you could do a lighter colored one and get 2 points for it. So like for me, I know Juliet is a Capulet, but I'm not quite sure on Tybalt, so I'll do a lighter colored or a darker colored one for that, and then the nurse. And then you're going to turn the trivia question over and see the answers, and then you tally up your points. And then you'll go through 5 times, and you get a shilling for every right answer, or if you did the light one, you'll get 2 shillings for that. And after 5 rounds, whoever has the most shillings is who wins. Bid a Letter is for ages 12 and above, 2 to 6 players, and practices vocabulary and sequencing. In this game, bid a letter for the timing of your turn and a chance to add to a word chain. As each player adds letters, words change. So bid wisely and be the first player to place all your tiles and win the game. So I actually haven't played this game yet, but it seems like it would be a fun game for especially people that love like Scrabble and different wordplay type games. And if you want to know any more about it, please see the website. And last, if you spend over $50 this month, then you can get either the What If or the Tween What If chat rings for $5 instead. These talk about social interaction and self-discovery. They have between 98 and 100 questions that focus on safety, building positive relationships, and handling emotions.